So over the last couple of months and years, we've been talking about cancer. We've been talking about how to heal cancer, how to prevent cancer, how to deal with the side effects of chemotherapy, radiation, and all of these issues. Today we all know that cancer has become an epidemic. And people, when they get struck with this disease, they're confused, there's confusion, there's fear. And for the right reasons, because when there's so much of information and so many different opinions and so many different treatments around the world, that creates confusion. Where there's confusion, there's fear. Where there's fear, there's insecurity. And you cannot heal when you have insecurity and fear in the human body and in the human mind. For the first time ever, being World Cancer Week today, we start a complete fresh episode of discussing real people, like this amazing woman, Rashmi, who's sitting over here today. She battled ovarian cancer. She's in remission. And we're going to bring to everyone real life stories of people who have done it all. They've gone through the disease. They've taken conventional treatments. Some of them have not. We're going to just learn what it takes to put yourself into remission. Is it just chemo? Is it just radiation? Is it just diet? Is it not doing anything? Is it trusting your entire life in the hands of the medical community or just a nutritionist and expecting a miracle to happen? It's far beyond that. We're not here today to talk about that you should give up chemotherapy or that you should not do your radiation, you should not take hormone treatment. We're not here to say that the natural way is the only way. We're here to bring live people from across the world who have gone through the disease and are now clear of the disease and running in their second or their third or their first year of remission. And we're going to learn from them exactly what it took them to reach this very moment today. I'd like to call it a cancer survivor series, but I don't believe in that. We're all human beings. We can all be survivors. The difference is attitude. We're human beings. I don't have cancer. She had cancer. She survived it. Her difference is her attitude. And today there are millions of people suffering from this deadly disease, and they have little information or the wrong information, or they've lost hope. The hope that they can beat this disease, the hope that they can survive, the hope that they can make little, inexpensive lifestyle changes that can give them back an entirely new life. Welcome, Rashmi. Welcome to the first show. I'm so happy to have this wonderful woman. She's done an MBA, she's been in financial planning, running mutual funds. She's done the whole circle of everything until one fine day she walks in, gets a sonography, and realizes that she has ovarian cancer with 2 positive lymph nodes. Over to you, Rashmi. The whole purpose of this is inspire people with your journey, because there are just too many people out there today who are losing hope. They use the verdict of the medical community. First stage, second, third, fourth means end of life. And I can tell you right now, it doesn't have to be that way. It could possibly be end of life when we decide to only take conventional treatment, which may be the best for you at that point, but we don't make changes in the way we eat, move, sleep, and think. And so today, this is episode 1 with Rashmi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Luke, for having me here. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rashmi Mehra Kumar, and yes, I'm here to talk about my journey when I had cancer and what changes I made, what decisions I took, which were right in. So nothing goes right and wrong in life, but it is just that moment when you take a step and move forward. So what helped me? In January 2016, after my sonography, I was diagnosed by an ovarian cancer. So, and the protocol of the treatment required after the surgery, I had to undergo 6 sessions of chemos. And there were side effects of chemos, like everybody has side effects of chemos. What was so different about me was my doctor told me that it depends upon you. Your side effects depend upon you, the way you think. If you think it's going to hurt you very badly, it's going to hurt you. If you think it is going to be absolutely going in your body and killing those millions of cancer cells which are trying to create havoc in your body, it is going to do that. So yes, I used to get up in the morning, do my meditation. Yes, my meditation to keep myself composed during my chemo. And I used to go forward for my chemos and take my chemos in a way where it used to benefit me. My side effects were low because of the reason I thought that my side effects will be low. I lost all my hair during my chemos. I got them back because my doctor advised me, whatever you're going to lose, you can get it back but if you have the right attitude. Somewhere I started understanding life in a different way during cancer. I started reading. I started going and asking for help wherever needed. So cancer is cannot be done individually. I had my complete team. When I say team, my biggest support was my family, my husband, my parents, my in-laws, my kids, my sister, all of them were right there. It was a team completely which was standing in front of this cancer. And if you have so many people with a positive attitude, you can definitely overcome this.
I'm sure. We're just going to interrupt you. That's a very important point you make about having the right team around. It is so important that we derive hope and strength from the people around, because today, I see families only offering sympathy, empathy, and that doesn't help. There's a problem. We got to face it right now and start moving forward rather than. But I want to move a little into the past. What was going on in your life about 6 months to a year to 2 years before you got diagnosed with this cancer?
Very valid thing, So it was basically 6 months, 1 year. Cancer does not happen in one instant that you realize that you have cancer. Cancer is that cell in your body which stops degenerating. So yes, there was complete chaos in my life, I would say. It was not chaos in the physical sense, but the way I was conducting my thoughts, the way I was dealing with things which was coming in my life. And somewhere I was taking it that I am responsible for all of it. Because inside me, there was a complete havoc which was going on. I had the, best kind of thing, what you can say. My kids go to one of the best schools. I have a very loving family. I have absolutely supporting husband. I was working, then what went wrong for Rashmi to get cancer? Somewhere Rashmi had absolute low self-esteem about herself. The way she used to think about herself was completely different. The way I had internal so much stored with me, I can't tell you people that it is very important to have your internal cleansing. Any festival in your life, which anybody across world is celebrated, what you do? You clean your house. So then why don't you clean yourself from inside? Why there is nothing which you keep storing over a period of years and you still have that baggages with you? Somewhere you have to go and drop those baggages and make it very simple. It is not important, it is not needed, rather than important to hold a grudge, to keep something which is taking away your energy, which is not getting the positive side of you. So I would suggest, to anybody that you have to look within. You have to understand the core reason why cancer came to you.
No, that's a great point. I mean, that's a fair point, because I think everyone who's been watching my videos for the longest time, I've made the statement that most of the women who have cancer who come to me, when I constantly diagnose, it comes down to something which is emotional.
Yes.
And why is that important to us? Because you can take all the treatment in the world, but you got to be addressing the root cause. She could have the best chemo, the best radiation, the best nutrition. But if she's not working on the root cause, which she feels at this point was her own baggage and esteem and all the emotions collected over the years, so she can follow a different path and not the one leading to the root cause. And that's where we're going wrong today with the disease. We just believe that these are all the fancy things around that will fix the problem, but it's not fixing the problem. It's just suppressing the symptom, and you're letting the root cause grow on more and more. So meditation, yeah, that's fantastic. But tell me, what else do you do? What else did you do in this entire journey to get you to this point
meditation
today?
Was one part of it, Then I started there was severe neuropathy as a side effect of my chemo. My left side of my body was, had lost control. And I used to drag myself to walk 100 meters also. My doctor told me that rather than giving you neuropathy pills, I would like you to get your body back. You do whatever you want to. I started getting my body back. It was completely stiff. I started getting my body back by doing little yoga and going for regular walks. And that brought me to running marathons. Now I'm very happy to share that I run marathons and I have complete control. So it was meditation which helped me control my mindset. I was in a position where I was responding to everything, not reacting. I had physical fitness where I was absolutely trying each and everything to get my body control back. And then I had a complete change in my lifestyle. When I say lifestyle, everything, the way I eat things, any food, the way you eat, any food. It's like normal, you know, the way Indian dinners are, everybody is working, you know. So the lunches are absolutely working lunches. And your dinner is
fancy, yeah.
absolute, you know. It cannot happen that way. The body does not have enough time to consume everything what you've put into the body. So what happens? You start storing it in a wrong way.
Right.
So the lifestyle change has to happen. There has to be fruits. I changed the complete diet plan. You know, and I'm not talking about fancy diet plan. I'm talking about normal. So I was guided. I was told that whatever is grown in your region, you're supposed to eat that.
True.
So it comes to same thing. Eating, you know, nuts, fruits, vegetables, absolutely normal ghar ka dal, rice, everything which was absolute available right there.
Tell me about sugar. What's your take on sugar? Did you consume it during your chemo? Did you stop it?
I stopped sugar.
Okay.
And I stopped consuming sugar, and it came to me as one of the, you know, positives, because when I started reading, I realized that cancer cells grow or harp on sugar. So what generally it just struck me that, you know, let me try changing. And I was a person who used to enjoy eating sweets, enjoy eating that bite of chocolate.
Right.
I shifted it to a dark chocolate. I had not stopped the chocolates completely, because I don't want, you know, it should happen that my mind constantly keep carving for it. So it was a conscious call which was taken of stopping sugar and getting into a healthier option for sugar, like a jaggery or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what I like is the physical point, because, you know, most people believe that they shouldn't move, but physical activity means blood circulation. Blood circulation means a better immunity and detoxification and everything else. And like we always say, there's a difference between patients who go to chemo. Some people go with that mindset of fear and they're just falling all over the place. They're weak, and some people walk in with a positive attitude. They're able to take it. You know, so we've have this mind frame that chemo my hair will fall off. It will, but it will grow back again.
It has grown back again. And before going for my chemos, I got my hair chopped and I got my wig made out of my own hair.
Okay.
I wanted to go prepared.
Right.
Being into financial industry, it was always like going prepared.
Yeah.
But you can't be prepared for everything in life. You have to learn how to go with the flow.
Right.
And when you're going with the flow, you are trusting something which is very, very different and which is very higher up. You know, you need to have that kind of a trust. So here in India, what happens is people take cancer in a very different way. The outlook of the society towards cancer is, you know, it has happened to me because it is a punishment, or probably I have done something wrong.
Bad karma. Yeah, a
Bad
lot of my
karma.
patients say that, oh, I have it, it's my bad karma. So when you accept it as your bad karma or as bad luck, you don't do anything to change. You're not motivated to believe that there's a miracle that can change your health and get you back your, you know, entire life.
So I took it as an opportunity. I took it as a goal which helped me reinvent myself.
Right.
I have, you know, I've completely changed my line of work. I work as a life coach and a counselor, and my only hope is, you know, what I want people to believe, that yes, cancer is curable if it is dealt in a very proper way. And
so from managing mutual funds to a life coach.
Yes.
I always say that, you know, people who go through cancer, their entire lives change. They move into roles which can help people, where they can give back, and that's life. We never know our path. We never know our path until something like this possibly happens. But tell me something, there's a lot of fear in people out there today, you know, I mean, we keep talking about stress and emotions, and of course, attitude is the biggest game changer. Some people walk into my clinic every day and, you know, they've already given up, and some people walk in saying that it's going to be fine, everything's going to be okay, and I see a distinct healing in the people who have a different mindset towards their disease.
Yes.
And those who just believe that, oh, I got to face this, and they invest all their time into flying all over the world, searching for treatments.
Yes.
That's all great. But while you look outside for solutions, I believe that you have to look inside first.
Yes.
There is always a trigger to a cancer. And today everyone blames genetics. But there's always a trigger to make a bad gene express itself into something bad as well.
Yes, very true.
So I'm going to ask you, Rashmi, I mean, this has been fantastic. I want you to share your top tips and advice to the people out there listening. Okay, what is it that you would want to leave them with to think about or encourage them to change if they are going through cancer or they know people who are going through cancer? Over to you.
So it has to be mix of everything. You need to have a right medical treatment. We are not here, as Luke said, to say that conventional medicine should not be used. But with a proper attitude, if you take a chemo saying that it has to be taken, and if you take a chemo thinking that it is killing away all the cancer cells, there is a difference. And the difference is in your mind, the way you think. So complete medical treatment with a proper attitude. You need to have physical active life. Even if I'm not talking about that you need to run marathon like I'm doing. No, but I started with walking 100 meters. And my coach who have trained me very well know that I started walking. So you need to have physical activity. Any physical activity is needed. Complete medical treatment, physical activity. You need to have a proper mental attitude to fight cancer, and your diet. You need to change the way you eat and change what you eat. It has to be mix of both. And you need to have a bigger purpose or a goal in life, which has to bring out the best in you, the better version of you. Every day, work on something which brings a better version of you. That is what I am doing. I'm still working on myself, and I am still, able to walk that path is because I'm trying to do all of these 5-6 things together.
So what she's made is a lifestyle change, and that's what we're trying to talk about. What she's mentioned is literally inexpensive and free. We only have to start doing it. It revolves around the nutrition you put in your body, your activity, no matter how little it is. But it's got to be frequent. The way that you sleep, because all the healing happens while you sleep.
Very true.
And emotional detoxification over and over again. Because I'll be honest with you about one thing, like she said about chemo. Conventional treatment may be needed, and of course many, many times it's loosely dished out and sold like candy to people. But it is needed, but when you do it, you can't just depend that my chemo is going to make me healthy. No, you got to make lifestyle changes in the way you eat, sleep, think, and move. And what is also extremely, so what we're talking about is making a holistic change in the way you're living. Yes. When you're living on the wrong path, your body will slow you down with sickness. That's the way your body protects you and tries to make you heal itself. When you're running too fast, life will slow you down. There's no doubt about that. So we're here to tell you that lifestyle is the drug. And there are just too many people out there just banking on chemicals and all of these things alone, thinking that it's going to give them an entire quality life. And then we see cancers come back. We see metastatic cancers grow out of the body rapidly. So you got to boost your body's intelligence, which is called immunity.
Yes.
And everything she spoke about, you can Google 10 foods, 10 superfoods to boost immunity. It's useless if you don't have the right circulation, you don't have the right digestion, and your digestion is a reflection of how you think. If you're stressed, you're not digesting and assimilating. If you're calm and you're eating your food, your digestion will work like magic. And that's what it works. We have a couple of questions for you, like a lot of questions over here. Okay. So we're going to answer a couple of them. Sure. Anita asks you whether your cancer was due to suppressing emotions over the years.
I rightly said that, yes, it was a lot of internal baggages which was there, which I was carrying, which need to be sorted. The way I was conducting myself from inside, it had to be clean. So yes, it was, I could say it was my core issue was not outside, it was inside me. I had to deal with it. And that's how I started doing it. Meditation has definitely helped me to understand Rashmi much better.
You have a lot of blessings from people which you can
read
later.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And Rashmi is going to answer questions as well later. There's one more question which I'll take up quickly, but during chemo it's advised to take cooked food and not raw. Is it true? So let's understand why doctors tell you not to have raw food. Because raw food is contaminated with pesticides,
yes,
and your immunity during chemo is already low. But there is a way out. We also need certain amount of raw food because raw food contains digestive enzymes which helps us assimilate vitamins needed for your immunity. So I usually say all the green leafy vegetables, stay away from that. You want to cook or steam that. Yes. But vegetables and fruits which can be peeled. So you leave the pesticides on the outside, like you have beetroot, you have carrot, you have potato, you have cucumber, you have pumpkin. These can be peeled. So you can have that vegetable raw, which will also help you boost your immunity. Well, yep, someone rightly says we carry so much inside that everything needs to be thrown out. Yeah, I mean, just just engage in compassionate talking with someone where someone only listens to you while you pour your heart out. The healing is done. Like that, we got to create instances in our life where we're constantly removing emotional baggage. And something that I really liked what you said, she stopped reacting and she started responding.
Yes.
Because we're constantly reacting, and we react, we're left with a negative emotion, and that eats into us and leads to a change in behavior. Rashmi, it's been a pleasure having you on the first
Thank you
episode.
so much.
Thank you. Continue being an inspiration to everyone.
Thank you.
Because I believe
Thank
that
you.
we should start inspiring the world with real life stories, not just the
And we
stuff
need
we
to-
study in universities
Sure.
and schools.
We need to change the way we look at cancer. The society needs to be aware that cancer can be dealt in a very different way also. And that's what we are trying to do here.
Absolutely.
We're trying to change the way we look at it.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you.
Pleasure.
Thanks
Lou.
everyone.
Thank you.
Until next